Hello and welcome to Ham Nation, episode 561 for December 6th, 2023. Alrighty, everybody. Hey, thanks again for coming on out to the Ham Radio Crash Course. Now, hosts of Ham Nation, appreciate you taking the time out of your busy Wednesday to hang out with us and talk a little bit about radio and the goings-on of what entails our deliciously wonderful hobby, particularly for this holiday season. And speaking of that, let's go say hi to our hosts. One in particular is full of the Christmas spirit. I love it. How's it going, everybody? Gordo, how you doing?
I don't know. What have you heard?
Yeah, well, we'll find out in a second. Gordo, how are you doing at the top of the pyramid here?
Well, we are doing well. We just tuned in the International Space Station flying by. Today, we're going to combine, catch this, Mylar with paper, with cassette tapes, and we're going to take you out of space for the first contact to ham radio that W5LFL made possible.
I love it. Bit of ham radio history. Don, how are you doing? Great shirt on again, as always.
Thank you. It's my Las Vegas Formula One shirt that my son brought back when he went to Vegas, and very much appreciative of him and this shirt and just everything else. I'm doing good. I'm fighting a cold, but hopefully I'm on the backside of it because it's the holiday time and it ain't no time to be sick, and we're gonna just muddle through and do the best we can. We don't have anything video-wise from Dr. Scove tonight, but we do have her 5-day outlooks, and I have some notes which I will be bringing to you right after we hear from the Newsline crew, and so that's what I've got tonight.
Excellent. Well, Amanda, the one with all the spirit on this show, you're looking wonderful. How are you doing?
I love December. I love Christmas. So just, I'm one of those that's going to have like a tree in every room, including the bathroom. Wow. So when you come visit, I'm sorry.
It smells good. It must smell good, though, right?
It does. I spritz the pine and stuff. So in honor of that, I'm really excited about some other December things going in here in Ham Radio. So we're going to be meeting up with Santa tonight, and we're also going to be finding out how you can work youth on the air this whole month. It's a special event, and all of our youth here that's involved in the United States is going to be on the air, not only in the United States, though, also all around the world. So we're going to tell you how to find them and when to work them. So thanks, Blake, for joining us, by the way. So stay tuned. I'm going to be taking your questions if I miss them, because I'm going to be doing quite a few interviews tonight. Josh will grab them, and we'll address them appropriately. But thanks for being here, everybody, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yeah, just say question in the chat or at Ham Radio Crash Course. Or I think, Amanda, you're also in there. So if you say at Amanda, it'll go to us. It'll ping us. So we'll see your questions. So it's a lot easier for us. But that means we get to kick off the show with the already hinted at short shots from Gordo. So take it away, Gordo.
All right. Well, thanks so much. And tonight we're going to head to outer space to commemorate the late Owen Gary at W5LFL, his first trek to space in talking with ham radio operators. This was a QSL card, not the very best one, but it salutes all that Owen Gary at W5LFL has done, because he was the first ever person from space to communicate with ham radio operators. And that was 40 years ago today, or maybe yesterday. Oh. But what a deal. Well, we were all waiting for him. He was going to be on FM, and on his passes, he would be using a Motorola handheld with an inside the antenna, a loop type of antenna. And he was going to be aboard W5LFL, the spacecraft Columbia. And we all wanted to be the very first ham to work a ham in space. Well, he came up over Alaska, and the Alaska folks made the first couple of contacts, then went over Canada, and they had a few contacts. Then over Washington, they had a few contacts. So my call to him was not the first, but it was certainly memorial. So let's take a listen. What I did was I turned my twin stack of beam antennas that have worked 2 meters all the way to Hawaii, so I knew that I would be able to easily work Owen as soon as he came into view. But we could sure hear him loud and clear.
calling CQ from the spacecraft Columbia. This is W5LFL. The time is 22 minutes and 35 seconds past the MET time of launch, and W5LFL spacecraft Columbia is standing by.
And then a gazillion hams would all uplink trying for that first contact. And we tried also. He had 5 channels that he would monitor, not the 145-800 where we were hearing him, but 5 additional channels. So we didn't know which channels to listen
W5,
to.
Lima Foxtrot Lima in the spacecraft Columbia, returning your call. And both of you are very strong on the same frequency here, but I'll be giving a general call for other hams and also tuning my full set of frequencies. So this is W5 Lima Foxtrot Lima in the spacecraft Columbia calling CQ and tuning across the whole band for other signals. Over.
Oh my gosh, you mean somebody was on the same channel that I was on? Well, I turned the beam antennas just a little bit, called him again, and the call was 1 minute. He would listen for a minute and then respond. And I was just hoping I would hear my call sign.
William Bravo 6 Nancy Ocean America. William Bravo 6 Nancy Ocean America. This is W5 Lima Foxtrot Lima returning your call along with several other stations.
Yeah, so we made it, and that was a monumental call. I was like number 8 or 9 on the first pass. Well, let's take a look and see what's happening. The AIR amateur radio on the International Space Station. The league has really got behind this, and they are constantly working with schools all over the world, certainly all over our country, to get the schools on the air. So when you say ARISS, think about the International Space Station. First it was the shuttle, then it was Mir, and now the International Space Station. Wow. And they are regularly putting up and upgrading their equipment aboard. This is a shot that Rosalie White, K1STO. Rosalie is going to be with us next January to talk more about all that the ARRL is doing. But the ARISS mission is for education, and this will keep a lot of the power supply operations busy. For the antennas, they continuously improve the antennas now for crossband repeat, which we just heard a few minutes ago. And the antennas are linearly polarized and are able to hear over quite some distance when we're in line of sight shot. And the equipment, look at that. That's a Kenwood D710. And you can see it's gone through a lot of testing, and they really have it cleaned up. And it has just performed great over all of these years aboard the International Space Station. Wow. And no, we haven't talked to any astronaut that's actually floating out there in space, but we do talk to astronauts when they're down here on Earth. And one of the calls that we make to the astronauts is when they are located in, well, take a listen, you'll hear.
Okay, Gordon, this is Ken, KB5AWP, operating the Johnson Space Center Amateur Radio Club station, W5 Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. And Jay and I are here. Actually, he was here first and has been working with Carol for quite a bit. But we do get a chance to come in and work on the HF bands and talk to schools all across the country and sometimes as far up as Canada.
So I'm really happy to report that both the Johnson Space Center and all that Rosalie has done at the ARRL level and the educational level has put ham radio in the forefront of working with students. Well, we can work one-on-one and do some unique contacts. This is decoding the ISS when they send ham television, fast scan TV, and we're in front of the candy store, and that's Clint Bradford, who is well known to satellite enthusiasts. We're tuning in. And then, you know, because it's only up there a few miles, not millions of miles, a small handheld antenna like this Arrow antenna will do a great job. But most important, if you're going to be trying to work aboard the space station as a contact down here on Earth, you need to know when it's going to come over and pass. And this is some of the videos of some of the great programs, and we'll tell you more near the end of this cast. But the big deal about it is getting students involved with ham radio in space. It requires a lot of us that are putting up these antennas to go direct. Now, some institutions, schools will go through a sky bridge, but others, we try and do it direct. That's even more fun. And of course, azimuth and elevation rotators, that I did not have, and that's probably why the Alaskans beat me out at first. But here's something that we really must respect, and that is all that the International Space Station can do to get students. Students learn about space travel at various grade levels, and they learn about the actual communications from Earth to the ISS. And they use ARISS radio contact to strengthen and reinforce the areas of their STEM curriculum. And topics include space science, astronomy, science on the ISS, and electronics and amateur radio. Yeah. Students have previously listened to an ARISS contact with the International Space Station. And for those of you that teach in a school and want to take part, it's a year-long program. But if you go to ariss.us.education@gmail.com, you'll see what it takes to put together one of these and actually get a schedule after a year of training all of the students at their appropriate grade level. And that means the students regularly will post all their hard work. And it's really fun when I'm invited to go to one of these live contacts to see all of the hard work that us ham instructors have put in on getting the students on the air. And look at this. Kids, love monitors. This is one terrific station setup for working the International Space Station direct. And when we work them direct, we're working generally by tracking them with our beam antenna. And let me see if we can go. There we go. And the students are really captivated. And the fun part about the students is they get to ask the astronauts questions. And here's one question where the astronaut responds right back to them almost instantly.
If you happen to be looking out a window in our crew quarters, we can keep...
The question was about how do you adjust to night and day?
Sunrise and sunset is if you happen to be looking out a window in our crew quarters, we can keep them as dark or as light as we like. So we try to have lights on during the day and turn the lights off at night so we get a sense of a normal day.
So students that have a question for an astronaut generally get a almost automatic fast answer. Well, not automatic. They are live and direct. So if you are teaching ham radio in the school district and you want to get aboard the ARISS program, go to ariss.us.education@gmail.com and learn what it takes. So there's a lot more to the ISS than just working the International Space Station on crossband. Yeah, that's a lot of fun, but it lets you know that you can easily draw a big crowd, especially kids. And I know I see Blake going, yep, that's pretty good stuff. And Pete, look at all that gear behind him. He's going to work more than the space station. But Heavens-Above is going to give you the schedule of when different spaceborne apparatus is going to come over. And most important is don't forget to log in. It's free, but give your latitude and longitude either in geomagnetic numbers or however you want to do it, alphanumerics, grid squares. Put your information in, and then they're going to know how to adjust for when the space station is going to come over. Then you get the satellites. We want the live view. And we want the ISS, there we go, there's one. We want the ISS, and then you're going to be able to start picking up some amazing phones. So we encourage all of you to get active with your school system and get active with kids and learning all about ham radio. I want to thank Rosalie, W1STO, for her hard work with the American Radio Relay League over many, many years in helping get us into the school system. So I'll now stand by for Amanda if she should have questions. Amanda.
Well, Gordo, actually, I just have some comments. I've been fortunate enough to meet with some of these students via Zoom during COVID. And I got to teach them about amateur radio and some of the certain aspects of what we do in amateur radio. And it was kind of a conglomerate of all of us. All of us did something different in amateur radio. Now, of course, I do a lot of things in amateur radio. So I got to show off my station and things like that and what I do and how I do it. And it was just a really fun time. And the school that we did it for, I think it was a JFK High School in Denver. And they had a school contest to see who could come up with the best question for the fellows up there at the ISS, fellows or gals, of course. And that was kind of fun for them to have a contest about it. And when I watched the students actually make the contacts, of course, it was really weird because it was via a relay in Washington State because they didn't have their radio working, their repeater working on the International Space Station at the time. But it still worked, and the astronauts got to talk direct to the students, which was fantastic. And if anyone ever has the opportunity to work with students to teach them about amateur radio, and especially the teacher usually ends up getting licensed and B, possibly even setting up a school club because of these opportunities. So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for most of these kids. So I think anyone that gets involved in it is awesome. And Rosalie is the head of that. So thank you, Rosalie. I appreciate it. Was there a question, Josh? Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a couple ones. And this is a little bit more complicated, but, Gordo may have a little bit of context in this. I'll read it for you, Gordo. Alas, as I understand it, and this is from Brett Glass. Thank you, Brett. The Ruskies, or the Russians, are leaving the ISS due to politics. So question for Gordo, will we still be getting the SSTV from the ISS after they go? And for those that the context here is, I believe that radio specifically that does SSTV is in the Russian part of the capsule or the part of the ISS.
Okay, last I heard was that we had the capabilities also in our other half, so I think we're going to be good for it. But I'll try and find out more information in a couple weeks.
Thank you, Gordo. And there was a cool comment from Terrell saying they did the similar contact as you from an 18-wheel mobile, and their significant other was with them, and she likes to tell people the story of that all the time. So that's pretty cool.
She should.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think we got most of the other comments, but yeah, Gordo, is there? So you have a really nice home station, particularly for doing kind of terrestrial 2 meters and whatnot. Have you engaged in satellite comms out in the field, and what do you use?
This is the FT60, and I actually have 2 of them, one to hear my downlink when I'm going through the repeater. So, yep, we've done that. And we've also worked CW on many, and there's I think, well over 100 satellites from many countries all over the world that you can work CW through and single sideband. And I've done that with the big ICOM here, and now hopefully with a 7300 as well.
Wow.
Fantastic. Yeah, well,
that's pretty cool. Thanks, Gordo, so much. I appreciate that. Well, the next guest we have, let me see. He has contacts with Santa, and now I don't know if he pays scholarships for the elves or how he gets this relationship going with Santa to come on the airwaves. But we got to ask Pete. Pete, has Santa talked to the International Space Station? Do you know?
I don't know, but that's a great question. I don't know, but I would imagine he has, because Santa talks to everybody, doesn't he?
That's right. Answers everybody's wishes. So, if they want gingerbread cookies, he'll probably find a way to get those elves over there.
He's on top of it. Let's just put it that
that's
way.
Right. Well, Pete, how you doing? And what you been doing this month?
Well, first of all, hats off to you guys for the great job you do on this program. Every week you're here, and it ain't for the bucks. I know it's a great public service to ham radio, and hats off to you. It's that time of the year. It's the best time of year for us on 75, 80 meters, because on 3916, the place I hang out at the most, we present SantaNet. So this is the 18th year of connecting good boys and girls with Santa at the North Pole. And it's amazing. We use a network of stations strategically positioned around the contiguous 48. So regardless of where you're at or where the child is at, we'll connect them with Santa. And it's a really special time, because I think at the end of the day, Amanda and you guys were making memories that people will remember, whether it's the kids or the hams bringing the kids in their station, grandpa and grandpa, whoever it is, making memories that people will take with them for their entire lives.
I think so too. If my grandpa had brought me down to the basement and said, "I'm going to let you talk to Santa," it would have been the biggest dream of my life to have my own direct contact with Santa. I didn't have to stand in line at a mall or any of those things. I didn't have to wait for a picture. Some of us shy kids, we don't want that stuff, but
Exactly.
it's fantastic. And I hear you can even kind of schedule, right? With Santa?
I should go through that. It's pretty much the same as last year. We have a website that opens up for check-ins, cqsanta.com. It opens up every night at 6:30 p.m. Central. And you can get on, just a couple of questions, your call sign, the names of your children, anything you want Santa to know for that contact. And then at 7 o'clock Central, we open it up, and we have a custom-made logging software where all the relays can give real-time reports on signals that they're hearing. So they rate it basically 1 to 4. And so we're pretty efficient. We tend to get through, we can connect a child with Santa in under 2 minutes. And so we really work well in that regard. And it's just a lot of fun. It's the best time of the year for 3916. One other thing I wanted to mention is for people that don't have radio capability, and that would be, oftentimes grandpa and grandma don't have a ham radio so they can listen. When you go to cqsanta.com, there is a streaming tab at the top, and that'll give you the option to go to a live YouTube feed that we do every night. Or you can go through another link to the Utah SDR. So it's pretty handy, even for people, for example, maybe a technician class ham that can't transmit, but they can still get kids in the shack. They can send us the login at cqsanta.com. We can do what we call a one-way with Santa, where Santa's at the North Pole. He has the information on the children, and it's great.
Fantastic. And Ben in the chat room says, did this last year for the first time with my 4 and 2-year-olds. Such great memories. Can't wait to do it again. Great team working it all. So there you go. There's live people telling you how it is. It is fantastic. And I can't thank you enough for that. So let's get some statistics. How many kids do you talk to you on a nightly basis?
Well, it's growing every year. We project that we're going to do between 800 and 1,000 contacts this year.
Oh, wow.
And, it's pretty
That's amazing.
That's
But given the capability of the software that was developed, and I want to mention the gentleman that did it, he's a computer programmer, a software designer, W5MIX, Matt Malika. And he has just done, we probably would have paid tens of thousands of dollars for the software had we got it on the open market. But like you guys, he has a great rate for SantaNet. So, it builds. Anybody, if you're watching tonight, the number one bit of advice I'd have for you is to get in early season, because it really gets pretty busy that week of Christmas, and Christmas Eve. It's pretty much wheels off exciting. They'll be waiting a little bit, but on these nights, like I was just watching the logins for tonight's net, K6DOY and KI4YTV were the net controls, and I think we had maybe 10 stations check in. So this time of year, you'll get on quickly, and you won't have much of a wait.
Wow, fantastic. Go
Do
ahead.
we have to send an email first to get on?
Not an email. You go to cqsanta.com and it's a login. So that's the only
okay.
that's the only way we take logins, and it's really efficient. Once in a while, we'll get somebody that doesn't have the email capability, but most people right now can get on a phone or can get on a get on their laptop and do a login, and that's one of the things that's made it much more efficient. If we were trying to do this on the air with old guys like me that can't hear anything because I went to too many Led Zeppelin concerts when I was a kid, it'd take a while to get through the net.
It could, yeah, definitely. Well, Pete, you'll have to talk to Santa about this, and this is just my offer. If you want to send these kiddos cards, or maybe the person hosting them on the air, some QSL cards, I would be happy to donate those and design them. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Wow.
I'm recording
Thanks,
this now. Would you
Amanda.
mind repeating that, Amanda? I'm recording this now. You see,
I'm very
do
serious.
QSL cards for SantaNet?
I would do QSL cards for the SantaNet, and I think those kiddos would love to see them sent
Welcome
to.
to the volunteer team of SantaNet.
Hi, here I am.
HR will be contacting you regarding your package.
I can help with postage too.
Okay,
Hey,
thank you, Gordo.
Okay, Don, step
you
up.
go.
You're just over there.
Oh yeah, let us know how we can help. I'll
Okay,
help you
so
out, sure.
Pete,
Oh
I
my
hear you
God.
have it in pretty good with Santa, so
I
he's
do.
going to take some time out to come visit us tonight.
Yep.
I heard
Can I
that.
mention
So
one more thing about 3916 before I get out of here?
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's the friendliest place on 80 meters, 75 meters. A lot of people get on the, especially 75 meters, and it's a little wild up there or down there. And sometimes on some frequencies you don't exactly feel like the welcome wagon has been,
Yeah.
But on 3916, a gentleman by the name of Ken Odom, W4FCW, now a Silent Key, came to that frequency after being run off another group in 1998, and he just plopped down and did a CQ and said, I'm going to start a group where everybody's welcome, and we stay away from politics, religion, everything that gets people fighting, right? So we basically try to talk about families, the country, our love for ham radio, and then stuff like this, like SantaNet. So if you're getting on the HF bands and you're looking for a fun place to go, 3.916 megahertz on the 75 meter band, you will not be disappointed.
I
Money
heard you
back
had a
guarantee.
trivia night too. Don't
What's
you have
that?
trivia?
Every night.
Trivia night's great.
That's my job. At 9:00 Central, I do a trivia net, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, I
And
need to
it's
join
really
in
good
on
for me
that.
because I have all the answers, so I seem like I'm really.
Everybody is saying they want the QSL cards, Pete. We're in
Yeah.
for it now. Okay.
You know what? The cow's out of the barn on that one. So
I'll tell you what.
congratulations and welcome to the team, Amanda.
A lot of people want to help, so here we
Oh,
go.
that's awesome.
All right,
Okay,
I'll start up
I'm
a
gonna take
fund
break.
for
I
it.
gotta do a couple things, and I think
Yeah.
we're gonna link up with Santa. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Go talk to Santa.
Yeah.
Get him
So give me a
ready.
second. I'll be right- Don't touch that dial, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean,
We're
I know
back
he's
to Santa.
I know he's shy. He doesn't want to come down.
Oh, not yet.
He's
Really.
used coming down from the chimney and stuff.
Okay. About a minute. I'll be right back.
Thank you, Pete.
All right.
Don.
Yes.
So your son's too old to take him to see Santa. So
yeah.
are you going to take Nola to go see
I don't
Santa?
know. Well, my great niece is 3 years old, and she lives literally right there. So I'm going to try to get her in the shack and see if we can communicate with Santa. I think she would have a lot of fun with that. So we're going to try to arrange that. Yeah, and
That would be cute.
her little sister was just born about a month ago. So there's another little one over there now too. So.
Oh, so that's really a fun Christmas time though, because
Yeah,
it's all
it's-
about
yeah,
the
it's-
babies at that point.
He gets
in
to
time.
see it all, kind of live vicariously through Olivia, who is 3, and of course Nola. Nola's my dog, but Shelby is the other little baby over there, her sister.
Yeah.
You can tell that they're Ford fiends. They named her girl Shelby.
My sister's named Shelby.
So yeah, she's going to she's just going to be. We get to watch it all again when she gets to be about 3 or 4, and so we get to live vicariously through the little children, which is
And
actually
you
that's the
can
way
wrap up a
Christmas should be.
box. All you have to do is wrap up a box and be like, "Here
Yeah.
you go, baby girl," and they love it.
Oh yeah, I know it's great. It's absolutely
It's fun
perfect.
time. Josh, what about you? Did you used to take the kids to see Santa?
Not really, and part of it is I think for various reasons. One of my kids, the not so much into the magic of the season, if you catch my drift.
Okay.
And then that led to other things with the younger one, and oh my goodness, they still completely enjoy Christmas. They want all the gifts and whatnot, of course, but not necessarily who provides it is of question anymore.
Okay, I got you.
Santa, you got it
I
together.
think
my goodness.
we have the hookup. I think we
Oh
have the
my
hookup.
The
gosh.
satellite connection has been made, it sounds like. So
He-
we're
he
going back
came
to
through.
Rex.
CQ Santa, Ham Nation calling.
Oh, yeah. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we see
we
you
hear
too.
you.
Oh, this is Santa Claus. I just came down to Pete's shack, and he's got a pretty good setup here. Hey, Josh, Elton John called. He wants his glasses
That's
back.
right. That's right, he does.
Oh, it's Christmas time. It's my favorite time of the year. I have some questions, though, to start out with. I got your letters, all you guys. Have some questions. Josh, are you there, Josh? Hello?
I am Santa, yes. What's up?
Okay.
It's easier.
The Grecian formula that you wanted for your beard is not available, but we do have blue. Would you like blue in color?
Yes, I'll take blue.
Okay.
Quick dry.
Take care of that. Sorry about that. We run out sometimes. Let's see. Gordo, you've been good this year.
Semi, yes.
In fact, I'm asking for an audit on that because I don't believe it, but it says that Gordo's been good. So congratulations.
Yeah, it's marginal only.
Okay. Well, we're bringing you some good stuff because we're so shocked that you've been good. Let's see here. Amanda, you're always good. Congratulations. Why can't these boys be good like you? That's what I want to know.
I try to be a good leader, Santa, but they don't follow.
Oh, my goodness. And let's see. So we've got some good things for you, Amanda. And oh, Don. Hello, Don.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Santa, how are you?
I have a question for you, though.
Okay.
Let me see here. The Speedo swimsuit that you wanted in pink is not available. Do you have another color preference?
No, fuchsia would be nice, and you may have to actually get two and sew them together if that's possible.
Okay. Well, listen, enough of that joking around. I have something serious to talk about tonight, and that is the fact that, I'm on the radio every night on 3916. We're talking to good boys and girls, even occasionally some not so good ones, but everybody's welcome, and it's the spirit of Christmas, and I want to just encourage anybody out there, if you've got kiddos in your life, maybe neighbor kids or people you work with, they have children. It's a great way to make their Christmas magical and also introduce them to the magic of ham radio because we know we need some new hams. Looking at the group here, we need some new blood. I mean, look at all these old curmudgeons. And so anyway, that's the Santa Net on 3916.
Oh, Santa, you're amazing. Now, how's Mrs. Claus doing?
She's doing
keeping you
good.
on the
She's
up
a
and up?
high maintenance woman, but which one of them aren't? But she's always got me doing stuff. But she's a lovely lady. And she
Okay.
comes on the net once in a while on 3960.
Does she?
Mrs. Claus.
That's great.
She wants
How
to
about-
on that.
How about your elves? You treating them good?
Well, I'm glad you brought up the elves because it's been a tough year. And, inflation and everything. Been a challenging year. It's hard to buy the carrots that they need. So I'm going to ask all hams for a little bit of help. I'm starting the Santa Claus Inflation Reduction Act, and I'd like all hams to leave me 100 pounds of carrots. And if you do, I'll bring you a present. Now, kids, you don't have to do this, but guys like Gordo, all you guys with big bucks and enough money to buy these ridiculous radios, you need to bring me 100 pounds of carrots. Would that be okay?
Now, Santa, wait. Carrots for the elves? I think you're getting a little bit of senile. Don't you mean carrots for the reindeer?
Oh, I don't feed them anymore. No, I know. Yeah, you're right. It's the reindeer. It's the reindeer. But we
That's
give
what I
the
was thinking.
yeah.
Santa's a little.
Keep track of all these little guys running around. It's kind of hard. I'm getting a little crazy too. So anyway, you guys really leave me some carrots. I really need carrots this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Will do.
I'm going to
And
write this down that
Tylenol.
Santa
I'm out of
requested
things
carrots
to
over
say
cookies.
now, so you'll have to move on to the next segment, I guess.
Yeah. Carrots and a
Santa,
Tylenol.
thank you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Enjoy that eggnog. Say hello to Mrs. Claus for us. And say
Also,
hello to those kids for us.
I will. And a shout out to the best boy this year has been Bob Heil.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to Bob. We love Bob, and we got some good things for him because he's one of the best in ham radio. And I'll tell you what, Bob, we love you and we missed you, and I know we're going to be seeing you more in the future.
Yeah.
7-3, Merry Christmas to all you, but especially little Bobby. We're coming to see you, Bob.
And little
Merry
Bobby's on the
Christmas.
mend too, so he's
on
doing
the
much
good
better,
list,
Santa.
All right, that's it. I gotta go. Mrs. Claus is calling me on the phone. She's got something for me to do. Gotta go.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas, Santa.
Bye.
Oh.
There he goes. Off to the North Pole. He's all the way down in Texas over at Pete's Shack. That's amazing.
He figured faster than light travel out, right?
Wow.
That's what
True.
allows it possible to do what he does.
Right, he just beamed
Tommy
in.
H, thank you for the super chat, Tommy H. Appreciate you for taking the time. K4BWN, happy holidays
sir.
to you. So thanks for
Thank you,
saying that.
Tommy. I'll tell you, Santa gets around, and you can follow him on NORAD, starting Christmas Eve. So,
Uh-huh.
all right, I think we have a word from ICOM.
Searching for the perfect holiday gift? This holiday season, make your gatherings merrier, your message clearer, and your connection stronger with ICOM. Whether inside the ham shack or on the air in the great outdoors, ICOM has what's at the top of your favorite ham's wish list. The ID 5100AD is innovation and mobility taken to the next level. Designed from user input, the ID 5100AD offers an intuitive user interface experience with an industry-leading touchscreen display. This radio is one of the most advanced dual-band mobiles on the market today. The ID 52A is a VHF-UHF dual-bander with D-Star and FM dual functions and is the first handheld amateur radio with a full-color 2.3-inch waterfall display. The new ID50A gives hours of fun and enjoyment working your favorite bands. Easy D-Star settings, band scope and waterfall display, voice messaging, share picture function, and it uses the same optional accessories as the ID52A, ID51A, and ID31A. Explore the world of microwave with ICOM's new SHF portable, the IC905. This all-mode rig covers 2 meters through 70 centimeters, 1.2 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, 5.6 gigahertz bands, and with the optional CX10G transverter, 10 gigahertz. Aim higher and enter the world of SHF. The IC7300 is a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design that will far exceed your expectations. This is the radio that changed the way entry-level HF was designed. The real HF fun starts here. For the mobile and outdoor aficionados, ICOM's IC7100 is road ready. At home or wherever you roam, happy holidays from ICOM. For more information about ICOM's amateur radios and to locate a dealer, visit icomamerica.com/amateur.
Down there, Blake.
Hey, all right. And speaking of the 7100, I think I'm going to be taking one on a POTA probably to Friday, I'm thinking. I'm very excited.
Oh,
to
wow.
get
That'll
that
be
7100.
fun.
I got it in a Go box. Oh, I'm very excited to get it out on the air again. Anyway, big thank you to ICOM for sponsoring Ham Nation here on the Ham Radio Crash Course. We appreciate everybody and their support. ICOM does bi-weekly drawings every time we're live, like right now. If you go to the website that's in the video description, there's going to be a nice little Enter Now button. And if you click that Enter Now button, 3 winners will be selected. Those winners from last week's show were Thomas J, K9KJ, Matthew K, KN6OTW, and Michael G, NY1U. Now, it's a swag pack you're winning, which is all kinds of fun ICOM gear, but everyone who wins a swag pack's name goes into a hat, or a list, I guess. We don't necessarily have to use hats anymore, but regardless, it goes into a list, which we pick a winner from at the end of the month, and the winner this month is going to win an ID 52. If you didn't catch us last month and you weren't on the giveaway, they gave away an ID 5100 last month. And if you go on that website, it'll take you through the entire list of everything they gave away. And look, it's animated. How cool is that? The entire year, they're giving away radios for all the people that watch Ham Nation, and we absolutely love that. So thanks a lot, ICOM, for everything you do. Oh, my goodness. We got a couple of super chats really fast. Digital Rancher. Oh, I need to come back here for a second. So thank you, ICOM. We appreciate you. Digital Rancher sent, a $50 super chat. Please pass along to Amanda to help cover QSL card expenses.
Oh,
you
wow.
are awesome,
Isn't that
Amanda.
nice?
So
Wow,
there
wow.
you go. QSL
I
cards.
can't believe it.
That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Nice.
Digital Rancher, by the way, is a fantastic YouTuber. He does live satellite contacts.
Yes,
low
he
Earth
does.
orbit satellite contacts And he does POTA activations with satellite, which if you thought doing an HF POTA contact or POTA activation was difficult enough for some folks,
Can't even imagine.
try doing it with low Earth orbit satellites. That's incredibly challenging. So
Wow.
please go follow Digital Rancher. Go bring up his YouTube channel and join
Put him on
over
my
there.
list.
He
Thank you,
is
Digital
job.
Rancher. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And I got another super chat from Scott KG5RJR, the ham stop. He says Merry Christmas, so thank you very much for that. So we'll make sure that those funds get to Amanda to take care of her QSL printing
Very
and
nice.
get them off to the North Pole for what they need to do to get out to the kiddos. So yeah,
That
thanks
is so
everybody.
cool.
Very much appreciated. Dawn, what's been going on with the with everything with you and Amateur Radio Newsline?
Boy, for sure, you can tell it's the spirit of the season and the spirit of giving, can't you? That's just Digital Rancher, man. You're the best. We appreciate. I got to check your YouTube channel out. Well, we have got the news of the week from Amateur Radio Newsline and a little bit of information from Dr. T coming up right after that. So let's get into the news.
this.
From Amateur Radio Newsline report number
Blake,
2405.
you're looking
This
good.
is Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, December
Thank you.
6, 2023. In New York, a raging fire swept through the last remaining laboratory of Nikola Tesla, where a massive redevelopment began 3 years ago to create a science center and a hub of amateur radio activity and education.
The historically significant laboratory building itself, set on a 15-acre site on Long Island, sustained damages of at least $3 million from the November 21st fire. A worldwide fundraising effort on Indiegogo has begun for the lab, which the Serbian-born scientist used in the early 1900s. This fundraising is separate from the already $20 million raised for the renovation, an effort that is still $6 million short of its goal. Amateur Radio Club N2 TSC will be housed in the Visitor Center, a different building from the devastated lab. Ed Wilson, N2XDD, the club's president, told Newsline that the Visitor Center was not damaged by the blaze, which drew the response of more than 100 volunteer firefighters from the surrounding community. Plans continue to go forward for the site's overall redevelopment as an educational and community resource, but it's not clear how far back the original opening date of late 2025 will be delayed. I'm Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
Authorities have ruled out arson and are still investigating the case. In Washington, D.C., the FCC has received a document from SpaceX in which the company gives assurances that its cellular Starlink system does not pose a hazard to other radio signals.
Responding to an FCC request for details about radio interference hazards posed by its Starlink system, the company has submitted a 16-page document to the agency explaining why ground-based and satellite services will not face interference from its operation. The FCC had requested the detailed analysis. SpaceX said that its direct-to-cell system uses software that prevents radio interference, and in any case, transmissions can also still be individually turned off if it occurs. The Starlink system of satellites has been compared to cellular towers in orbit. T-Mobile is its first partner in the venture and will be using frequencies between 1.91 GHz and 1.995 GHz for customers' transmissions. Questions about interference have been raised before. An Australia-based astronomy team recently published a study that they say links unintended emissions from the SpaceX array of satellites to interference with the low-frequency VHF radio antennas used to study the universe. I'm Selembi, KB3 TZD.
It may be December, but it's not too early to start thinking about July, because that means Youth on the Air Camp. This year, the young amateurs are headed to Nova Scotia, Canada.
Even though the temperatures are dropping and snow has already fallen in some parts of the world, young radio amateurs in North, Central, and South America are getting ready for warmer days ahead at Youth on the Air Camp. It's taking place July 7th through the 12th at the Mount St. Vincent University campus in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The camp is being hosted by Radio Amateurs of Canada. The application period is now open. Licensed amateurs between the ages of 15 and 25 are being encouraged to complete the application form online by the 15th of January. It can be found on youthontheair.org. As many as 50 campers will be accepted. Because COVID is still a concern, organizers will be monitoring changes in guidelines for masking and vaccinations. For details about cost, travel arrangements, and other details, visit the Youth on the Air Camp website or contact Camp Director Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, at director@youthontheair.org. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news since 1976 at arnewsline.org. With Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, Sel Emby, KB3TZD, Jack Parker, W8ISH, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe, I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.
And a big thank you to the Newsline crew for putting that together for us. We've got the best crew. Bill Pasternak, the late, great WA6ITF, would be very proud of the crew that we have. And this time of the year, Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holidays, we just want to give a shout out that we're very thankful to the Newsline crew and the people that we have. They're very dedicated, and they're on the same pay scale that we are here at Ham Nation, which is nothing. We do it for the love of the hobby. So thank you so very much. Dr. T cannot be with us tonight as far as video goes, but we do have some information for you as far as the 5-day forecast. So, Josh, you want to pull the slide up? There's the solar storm high latitude aurora outlook, mainly unsettled through Saturday, but towards Sunday and Monday, a little bit more active. And if we go and look over towards the next one, the mid-latitudes down a little bit closer to where we live, unsettled again, the same, but looks like another bit of a storm outlook for Sunday and Monday. And looking at the solar flare and dayside radio blackout lookout, that would be the next slide. Looks like pretty much moderate noise level, 40% chance of an M class pretty much all the way through the period. And that's kind of what we have. And she gave me some notes. She said the big risk is region 3515, which is firing the big solar flares in a filament. It's about to launch on the edge of the Earth strike zone. If it launches in the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll have an Earth-directed solar storm, which is why she has the storm watch for the 10th and the 11th. Of course, if you want to find out the most up-to-date information from Dr. Tamitha Skov, just look her up on X, formerly Twitter, at Tamitha Skov. She's got her YouTube channel, Tamitha Skov, and, of course, spaceweatherwoman.com. And thank you so much. We're very thankful for Dr. Tamitha Skov being on the team as well. One of the stories here in the Newsline segment was about the youth on the air, and we're going to go now to Amanda, and we're going to find out a whole lot more from an in-person guest here on Ham Nation. Amanda?
Thank you, Don. I am so excited to have Blake on again. And I think I need to give everyone a reminder. Does everyone remember the family that was at Huntsville and on the ICOM?
Yes.
Blake is that family. So Blake is here to join us. Thanks, Blake, for being here. By the way, I love your T-shirt. I don't know where you
very much. Yeah, we had these made as a family.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's so cute. Anyhow, Blake is going to be talking about youth on the air. But I think you should tell us first about how your family's doing. You guys all on the air all the time?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we are. We've done a lot since we were first on and since we won the 7610 at Huntsville 4 years ago. We've gotten plenty of contacts on it. I'd say about 100,000 QSOs on it since then.
Wow.
So very happy with that. And also since that time, our mom ended up passing her license, and she's now a general plants operator as well. So it's great to have all four of us.
Yay, Mom! That's so cool. So you've become highly involved in youth on the air here in the United States. So I'm just going to let you take it away, and you tell us what you're doing this month, and when the next camp is, and all those good things, and let us know what's going on with the youth here in the United States.
Yes, I would. So. For those of you that do not know, amateur radio operators ages 25 and younger will be on the air as these special event stations around the world throughout the month of December in celebration of youth and amateur radio. Yoda Month stations will be on all bands and all modes throughout various times over this following month. The purpose of this month is to bring youth hams who have any class license into the amateur radio community and get them active and on the air, and let them know that they are not alone. There are many other youth out there that are ham radio operators. In the United States this year, the call signs we will have once again will be K8Y, Kilo 8 Oscar, Kilo 8 Tango, and Kilo 8 Alpha, which the suffix spells Yoda. Argentina will be active as LR1 Yoda, Canada as Victor Echo 3 Youth, Victor Echo 2 Yoda, and Victor Alpha 7 Yoda, El Salvador as Yankee Sierra 1 Yoda, and many more. Amateur radio operators should be encouraged to listen for and contact these stations, as well as all call signs ending in the letters Yoda across the globe. Each time slot that you sign up for will consist of a 24-hour period with which you can operate using the call sign you selected. A great advantage of using a Yoda special event call sign is that many people are looking to contact you and you have many big pileups form. A good reminder is to not be afraid of the pileups because they might be overwhelming sometimes, but staying calm and working them one by one will have the best result. Also, many people who contact you will ask what Yoda is or the special event that you are running, and you should have a brief statement ready to explain to them what you are doing. My brother and I have had a blast running these stations for the past 4 years and have enjoyed talking to all the people that we've contacted, especially the other youth. Last year, Young Hams Worldwide surpassed their goal of 100,000 QSOs in the month of December with the final tally of over 107,845 contacts. And finally, overlapping with Yoda Month is the round 3 of the Yoda contest, which is going to be on December 30th, 2023 from 1200 to 2359 UTC time. More information about Yoda Month, specifically in the Americas, can be found at youthontheair.org, and more information about Yoda Month globally can be found at events.ham/yoda.com. To schedule interviews or obtain additional information about Yoda Month participation in the Americas, please contact Yoda Month Americas Participation Coordinator, Case, Whiskey Zero, Alpha Alpha Echo, and I at Yoda Month at youthontheair.org, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. So I hope you join the other youth and participate in this wonderful month-long special event, and most importantly, have fun.
Fantastic. Now, Blake, are there some places maybe we could follow you, such as on X or Facebook or something, so we can see up-to-date posts?
I do not have any social media accounts right now.
No social media accounts. Okay. Well,
but what about Yoda? Yoda.
Yeah.
Yoda has it. Yeah, Yoda has it.
Yes.
Okay. So I think they're on Twitter.
Let's see if we can find them. Yeah.
You
keep talking. I'll see if I can find them.
And so Blake, how many contacts did you individually make last year?
Last year, I wasn't able to spend as much time as I normally do. I've been busy with school and high school baseball, but I made about 1,000 for the Yoda Month.
Wow. I mean, that's quite a bit. So if you take the time to talk to everybody and you get on for 2 hours at a time or something like that, that's a pretty good QSO number there. So congratulations.
Wonderful.
It is.
Thank you.
And are there special QSL cards that Yoda is handing out for this event?
I believe, if I remember correctly, for last year, you do not have to send your QSL card in. I believe it's via OQRS and Club Log only.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know if that has changed, but that is the way it was last year.
No problem. But yeah, you guys are going to do a camp again this year?
Yes. So coming up in 2024, the Reach Into Yoda Camp will be held in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, July 7th through 12th, and that is for youth ages 15 to 25 years old. They can apply to the camp by going to the youthontheair.org and navigating over to the camp section and then clicking the apply.
Oh, amazing. And so can you also apply for a scholarship to go to this?
I do not think so.
Okay, so it's just out of pocket. But how many kids usually go? You've been to this camp a couple of times, right?
I did, yes. I went there in 2022 when it was held in Ohio. It was a wonderful trip. I definitely had a lot of fun and recommend it to every youth that is considering it. It's definitely worth the time, and it's easily affordable for everyone as well. But there were about 30 youth that were there, and plenty of adults supervising and helping with all the crafts.
They were probably more having more fun than you guys did. And you always do like group trips and go to amusement parks and things like that. So it's not just all seriousness. There's some fun there too.
Yes.
Okay. And what was my next question? Oh, so how has amateur radio kind of melded what you do in school and what you're looking forward to in the future?
Yeah, so ham radio has done a wonderful job of combining things that I like and also helping me with some school topics. It's with ham radio, I've learned about a bunch about static and radio and electronics with all the components, and it's made some schoolwork much easier. than it has for other people, but I definitely enjoy it.
Very good. And, I can't help but wrangle Don Wilbanks in on this because youth is a big deal to us here in Ham Nation. So we always talk about Young Ham of the Year awards and Huntsville, of course. So, Don, this circles to you. And,
I ran into the Pearsons at Huntsville again this year and just had a great time. I was there. I was standing right there with them when they won the radio. And it's the only time I've ever heard a major ham fest break into applause by not winning a radio. It was the most amazing experience. Everybody cheered when that whole family went up on stage to take that radio because they knew what it meant. And it was just the beginning of well, Blake, I'm sure you'll agree with this. It's a lifelong adventure with amateur radio that began pretty much in earnest right then and there, right?
Yes, correct.
So, Blake, a couple of personal questions for you. First, how did you get into amateur radio?
I got into amateur radio. My dad was introduced to it when he was a kid, and he had passed his written, but back when you had to do CW in order to get your technician, he was busy with school and he didn't have the time. He didn't pass the CW portion, but he ended up getting out of it until about 5 years ago when we went up to EAA, the Experimental Aircraft Association in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
How cool.
Yes, as we were there was a ham shack in the middle of the airport there that we had walked into, and they had a bunch of old radios and a bunch of handwritten logs of a person who was in there a long time ago. And that had re-spiked his interest, and he had wanted us to follow in his footsteps, and we ended up going and passing our technician license and then eventually general, and a year later our extra.
Wow. So
how long had you been licensed when you won the radio in Huntsville?
When we were in Huntsville, we had our general class license. I think it was like a couple weeks before Huntsville.
Wow.
And we were age 10 and 11 when we had won that.
Well, but you're taking great advantage of the radio, first of all. That's fantastic. So what's your favorite thing to do on amateur radio? There's FT8, just talking around the world. What do you like to do?
Yeah, I don't do much FT8. I spend most of my time on sideband and CW. I love doing CW, especially at high words per minute. And I also enjoy doing POTA, Parks on the Air. I'm very active in that. That is mostly what we do in between school and baseball.
See, Ray, okay, if you're watching, Ray, or when you're watching the replay, this family needs a 705 ASAP. It's a little bit easier to take out to the park. Anyhow, and this is an open-ended question, but how do you get other youth involved in the amateur radio? Is there anything that sparks them, or is it hard to get others interested?
Well, most youth these days are very active with electronics, and I'm sure that will help inspire them to hop into amateur radio, as well as the fact that if you show them your shack and allow them to tell them that you contact people around the world that you don't normally do on a regular basis, should be something that will inspire them to hopefully get their amateur radio license, or having a family, generations of hams, that should help as well.
Sure. So how do you guys split up your time on the radio? How do you share it?
Shifts.
It's not a problem at all. We enjoy most of the contacts we make. We normally do it all together when we're at home. When mom's at work, when mom's at work, it's just us three. But there's not a problem. We always work together, and it's a lot of fun doing it together as a family.
Oh, that is so great. So one other thing, so we know what radio you're using. What antenna systems are you using?
We have an end-fed that we don't use it as often, but our main antenna is an Eagle One antenna that Tristan out of West Virginia makes. It's definitely a wonderful vertical dipole antenna that people should look up. It's worked phenomenally for us with a tuner. Or without one. It works perfectly without any radials, and we've used it for about roughly 250 POTA activations that we've done, and it has worked flawlessly. It's a wonderful antenna.
Without radials. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Very nice.
that's one to look into. And that's good for what bands? 10 through 80?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Blake, anything else you want our viewers to know about Youth on the Air this month? Or how many? Actually, I have a question. How many of you are going to be on the air this month?
Well, just in our family.
No, the whole group.
Okay, in the whole group for America, we have about between 20 and 30 different youth that have signed up to operate as the 4 call signs here in the
Wow,
Americas.
that's good.
That's
Very
great.
good.
That's a good turnout. All right. Well, anything else you want us to know about?
I believe that is all I have to share tonight.
Okay.
I got a question for you. It's kind of off topic a little bit, but I remember watching you with the Little League World Series. How's the baseball career going?
Yes, that was Ryan was in the World Series.
Oh, that was
I
Ryan.
lost
That's right.
out.
That was Ryan.
Yes.
That's right.
The year before we would have been there together, but COVID had canceled that, so
Yeah.
I missed my opportunity. But it was still
Man.
great to be there because not many people get to go there, and even though I wasn't
No.
in it, I got to watch my little brother in it, and so it was a wonderful experience.
It
Good
seems like
deal.
you're a really close family, so that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
It is
That's
so
awesome.
nice to see for sure. Well, Blake, thank you for so much for joining us, and of course, you'll have to come back and tell us how this
Absolutely.
month went, and
Yep.
all of those good things. So, thanks so much. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family.
Yes, Merry
appreciate you.
Christmas to y'all, and thank you for
Thank you,
having me
Blake.
on tonight.
Tell
Okay.
your family hi from me. You guys are great ambassadors for this ham radio hobby that
I
we
would
have.
say that as well.
Indeed.
Definitely.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Well,
All
thank you,
right.
Blake. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much. And I was not paying attention to chat room. So, Josh, is there anything I need to know about?
Oh, I was jumping between links and whatnot.
Okay. So,
A lot of the things we do with the Yoda, we're always trying to just get the word out, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
a big thing. Yoda is also active in Peru from Quantum Radio. Very good.
I think they're also very active in
All the
African
ITU regions have different Yoda
Yeah.
groups. So yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
And it's going to be in Halifax, Nova Scotia this year for the camp for Region 2. That's amazing.
It's got to be fun. Yeah.
Oh, that is going to be pretty cool. And actually, like literally cool. In July, like that's where you want to go.
If
They're
that's
gonna
what
have
you're looking
lots
for,
of-
July, yes, that is the
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the spot for that for sure.
Yes, definitely.
I
And
will-
somebody,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, keep going. If we're talking Yoda, keep going. Yeah.
Wilderness, he's saying I got the Canadian Yoda on FT8 the
Yeah.
other day. So they're everywhere. So they're on CW. Blake, right? They're going to be on FT8, CW, SSB, all the things.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So everywhere, look for spots. That's probably the best thing
That's
to
the
do.
best thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything with
Absolutely.
a Yoda in the background for sure. Okay. That's it, you guys. That's
Yeah.
our show.
I
Wow.
will have I do have one mention for everybody listening that stuck around. I've got a giveaway going on. And it looks like the website's all screwy right now, but hold on, let me see if I can fix that. There, that's pretty much it right there. So I hit 300,000 subscribers. I don't know if anybody
Nice.
noticed that. 300,000 subscribers on the Ham Radio
Yay.
Crash Course here. And
Wow,
I've
good
got
job.
thank you. I've got some radios that I'm gonna give away. So I've got a couple of PowerFilm solar panels. I've got a MobiLink TNC4. I have a Yaesu FTDX10 and an ICOM 705 that I'm giving away. Just
Nice.
giving it
Wow.
away. So link is in the video description, but I'll also drop it in the chat for everybody that's still there. Yeah, it's open to everybody in the U.S., unfortunately, due to the size of some of this stuff, and mainly it's due to shipping. Shipping internationally is an absolute nightmare. Amanda could probably tell you about that, right, Amanda?
Yeah.
It's not the greatest. So I'm doing the best I can. I've done international contests in the past, and they were always really difficult. And the problem was getting through customs. We actually had to ship something 3 times to the winner of
Lord.
something. And
I
to-
actually have a printing company in Ontario so
Yeah.
that I can do Canadian QSL cards because otherwise it's just impossible. So
yeah. So if anybody, that's the reason. Somebody saw. I think I flipped screens really fast too, and I didn't show off my cool merch. Would you like an FT8 stocking? Who?
Oh,
That's
funny.
cool.
So that's my
It matches your
waterfall.
sweatshirt.
It's my waterfall. Yeah. That's my waterfall that my wife turned into a stocking, which is available at
I love that.
hamtactical.com. So if you need any more reason to show off how you're a ham, an FT8 stocking is probably the most extreme example of that. So
They would never
Probably-
get it. You would
probably
have to.
pretty-
I mean, it just
Pretty
opens up a
polarizing.
conversation.
Wear that to the next Ham Fest and see.
oh
what
yeah,
kind
there
Yeah.
you go.
That's
I
hilarious.
had wait. What was? I had another comment. Oh, Josh, tell me, what is the TNC for?
Oh, so
So I know what a TNC is, but what's the
so
for?
MobiLink is a company that makes small TNCs in the 4th generation. The current generation is the TNC4. It's specifically for connecting into handhelds to do APRS or packet radio.
Okay, I was curious on if it would do packet, obviously, and all those good things. So interesting.
And for anybody that's filling out the giveaway, the secret word for this episode, if you're doing this for the first time, it's just one entry per person, is hamnation. So there you go. Thank you, everybody.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
All right. Okay, we have some nets, and Steve, W7UDI has not told me if he has gone to 80. So I'm going to need to contact him, but I am assuming that he should have gone to 75 meters by now, this time of year. But we have Kevin, KC7FPF on 7192 thereabouts. And of course, we have D-Star on 14 Charlie. And if Steve is on 20, he should be around 14268 thereabouts. So look for him there. And other than that, we're done. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
All those good
Gee.
things.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. Oh,
2
and
weeks
2
from
weeks from now, I'm going to try to have the Winter Field Day fellas on, because I've seen like lots and lots of questions on their Facebook page. So
That's
I'm going to
cool.
let them address a lot
Terrific.
of the new rule changes and categories and things like that, because
Terrific.
there's a
Perfect
big
timing.
change, and this will give everybody a chance to prepare for Winter Field Day. It's going to be about 6 weeks in advance, but
Terrific.
I think you need that, because it's going to be more about going out in the field more than it is sitting at home and making a
That's
lot
right.
of contacts.
Yeah.
So
Good.
everyone needs to realize that and how they fill out for it. And these guys are really passionate about it. They're brothers. And we had them on last year, but
Yeah.
I think it's important to address it and get everybody psyched up to do it, because I think it's a fun time. So
My
All
best thing about Winter Field Day: no
What?
mosquitoes. No mosquitoes.
Yes.
our thing about Winter Field Day, it could be 10 inches of snow.
That's true.
So
And no mosquitoes.
Not down here. It's
But-
no mosquitoes.
but
It's
it's-
great weather.
I'll tell you what, Minnesota, they are soldiers. They'll like go out on the ice and set up kind of like a fishing shack almost,
Yeah.
just for their ham shack, and they're just like tough as nails, and they'll do it the whole weekend. So I think it's pretty cool to see everybody set up. So I can't wait to have these guys on. So
Very
All right.
creative setups.
yeah, y'all are crazy. I'll just hand out contacts from the shack here. Okay, everybody, we're done.
That's
Good
it.
night.
We're
All right.
done. Thank you,
2
everybody,
weeks.
for
We'll
watching.
see you here.
We'll see you in
Thanks,
2 weeks.
thanks for the donations, by the way, everybody. We're
Yep.
going to hold true to that.
Yes.
And I'm getting emails, by the way, for support. So I'll get with Pete and figure out what we can do, but maybe we can split it up by call region, 0 through 9. And maybe we can get some volunteers to fill out those cards and such, and
That'd be cool.
send them out. So we'll see
I
what we
will-
can do.
I'll contact you after the episode on how you best want to do this. That's probably the right way.
Okay. We'll do it.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3, everybody. See ya.
Good night, y'all.
Fun show. Thanks, Blake.
Yeah, good job, Blake. Good job.
Thank you.
Very good
Santa.
job.
Everybody.
Very good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you
for waiting
watching,
around all
everybody.
night.
See ya.